Hello everybody, Raven Knight here, and welcome back to another monthly update video. That's right guys, it is December and oh, we got a lot to talk about today. December is a very important month for me and the channel, and it's not only about the Christmas season, but it's also the month of my birthday, so yeah, that alone makes this month pretty important for me. But there's some other things we need to talk about as well. Some big changes for me personally as well as for the channel. So I ask you to please watch the full video all the way through to hear all that I have to share. There's a great deal to get through, guys. We have a lot to talk about today. But before we get into it, there are a few things I want to say to my new viewers. If you are new to the channel and new to what we do here, I welcome you. I am the Raven Knight. I hope that you guys have a wonderful time here. Please hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like and a comment. That really helps out the algorithm and helps me out and the channel. And I want to let you know, just as I let all of my viewers know, that this channel is 100% sponsored and supported by you guys. That's right, this channel could not operate or function without you guys. I'm not sponsored by anybody, so every time you guys donate or support the channel, it really helps me out. And if you want to know how you can support the channel, there are a lot of ways you can do it. First of all, you can of course subscribe, or you can donate via super chat on streams, and I do a lot of streams. We'll talk about my stream schedule a little later, but there are other ways too. You can become a patron over at my Patreon. There's a link in the description for that. You can donate up to $1 a month, which I know that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it really helps me out and would mean the world to me. Or if you want to get some cool merch out of it, especially as we're getting close to the Christmas season, you want to get those cool Christmas presents, why not get your friends and loved ones a cool Raven Knight merch shirt of some kind by going to my Teespring store. That link will be in the description as well. We got some awesome stuff there, ranging from t-shirts, hoodies, sweatpants, mugs, Tervis tumblers, even a blanket to warm you up during this very chilly holiday season. So go check that out, guys. As I said, all those links will be in the description. It would mean the world to me if you check that out. But you know what else would mean the world to me? If you checked out my second channel. I have a second channel called The Raven's Writing Room, because guys, you may not know this, but I am a novelist. I'm a writer. I love writing stories, poems. I love telling long tales that really boggle the mind. It's something I love to do, and I've been doing it for a long time. And I'm in the process of moving a lot of stuff on my current channel that has to do with writing over to this new channel, as well as adding stuff that's brand new. If you want to check out the channel, there's some neat stuff there, including the Raven Lord lore, where I tell you the story of my Raven Lord avatar. Death's Diary, my book, where I'm writing about death, the Angel of Death having a diary. The Raven's Writing Room, where I offer you writing advice on how to better your own stories. The Journey to the West audio reading, where I am reading through the entire Journey to the West, and I apologize it's taking so long, I've been held up a little bit. A Bible study, currently we're working on the book of Romans, but we'll move on from that and do other stuff in the Bible later on if you're a Christian and want to increase or better understand your faith. Troy and Frost, an audiobook that I'm reading that I've been working on with my buddy Jay for a while. Story sharing, where I tell you all about my old books, stories, short stories, poems, and all that fun stuff about things I've made in the past and stuff I plan to make in the future. And Fantastical History, a series where I talk about if fantasy races from D&D or fictional works were real and whether or not they'd function well in our history. All that stuff and more you can find on the new channel. It is a slowly growing channel. I think we're close to 900 subs, and I'd love to see us hit 1,000. Please go check that out. It would really help me out. Link is in the description. Now, before we move on to other stuff, I do want to go ahead and let you guys know what the streaming schedule is going to be. That is going to be a little bit of a change. So in the past, what I have done with streaming is I have done streaming on weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday I would do For Honor, Saturday I'd do Mass Effect, Sunday I'd do Persona 5. But there's a slight change coming. The big change is that there will be no more Mass Effect on Saturday. I'm taking a break from Mass Effect. The game just isn't really exciting me anymore. There's not a lot of pleasantry to it. My goal with Mass Effect was kind of trying to solidify the relationship with Tali, and after I got that, I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't see a lot of point in finishing Mass Effect 3 right now. So let me get some time to separate myself from the game, make absence, make the heart grow fonder a little bit, and then I'll come back to it later. But I've got too many things on my plate anyway, so let's put that aside. We're still going to do For Honor Fridays, and we're still going to do Persona 5 on Sundays. It's going to be awesome. And on occasion, I do Monday night streams. I don't know what I play on Mondays. It could be For Honor. It could be something else. I don't know. But on Monday night, since my brother Lark does D&D, I sometimes do a stream while he's gone. So we'll see what happens there, but that is the streaming schedule as we know it. If you ever want complete updates to my streaming schedule, or you want to hear if a stream has been canceled or postponed, you can always find out by joining my Discord. I post regular updates in my Discord announcements constantly, letting you guys know what videos are coming, what streams are happening, and what all you can expect from the channel. That link is on my page, and I will add it to the description for a limited time. Please come join the Discord. Join a really awesome community. Would love to have you there. You'll get to talk to me more frequently and get to hear a lot of really cool updates. Now, before we get into it, I know the opening is always long, guys. Bear with me. There are two people I want to thank very close to my heart. They are very good friends of mine who, without them, I just couldn't make this channel work properly. It would not be the same channel, and I know I wouldn't be where I am today. They are Hannah and Jay. Hannah and I have been friends for over a decade. She is a phenomenal friend and a phenomenal artist. She actually draws a lot of stuff for me and has been drawing a lot of stuff for stories and ideas and concepts for me for a long time. One thing she does that's kind of funny is she draws me as a girl most of the time. So if you ever see a thumbnail where there's a picture of a girl like with brown hair and green eyes just wearing a weird outfit or in a weird manner, that was probably Hannah's art design of me as Claire. That's the name of my female character. And she does it because it's an old joke between us and we laugh it off and have a good time. But more than just that, she also designed the Ravenlord chibis. She designed the Ruth chibi. She's drawn and analyzed a lot of my thumbnails. She helps me come up with great ideas for stories. We workshop a lot of ideas with each other. She's a really great person, and honestly, she made this channel work very well for me. She's helped me out in a big way. You can check out her Instagram in the description. She has a really cool Instagram where she posts a lot of her pictures. Right now, she's going through a bit of a rough patch, but trust me, she would love to see you guys come in and give her some praise and let her know what you think about her work. She also is on the Discord regularly, so if you want to pop in and ask her some questions on the Discord, she may be willing to talk to you there. She's not currently taking commissions right now, guys, but giving her praise and letting her know that you appreciate what she does would mean the world to her. Hannah, thank you so much for what you do. And then there's Jay. Jay hasn't known me as long as I've known Hannah, but I feel like I've known him forever. He is my accountability partner, which means that as Christians, we both recognize that the other is a bastion of faith and a friend to the other, and that means that when we go through difficulties together, we know we can come together and talk it out and work it out, and we can help grow each other spiritually. He's a really good friend of mine, and not only that, guys, he is a professional artist. He's a professional comic artist. He's drawn some really awesome comics. He's drawn some books. He's drawn images for devotionals. He's drawn some great commissions. He is an absolute fantastic artist. We have done some work together, including creating the book Nomad. We're working on Troy and Frost together, and I'm currently writing another story for him right now, which is in the process. We're having a great time doing it together. Now, Jay, unlike Hannah, is taking commissions, so if you want to see this guy draw you some awesome art or you'd like to pay him to make you something cool, just let him know by going to his Instagram. That will be in the description, or you can go to the Discord. He just recently joined the Discord, and you can talk to him there. Now, I'll warn you, he's a little new to Discord, so he's a little uncomfortable with it right now, but be patient with him. Jay's a really, really nice guy. I've never known him to be in a bad mood, honestly, so he's a really great guy to get to know. Like I said, I could not make this channel work without Hannah and Jay, not only because of the art that they offer to the channel, but just because of their really good friendship to me. Hannah, Jay, you both have no idea how much you mean to this channel. I want to thank you both from the bottom of my heart for making this channel possible. Thank you both so much. All of you, please go check out their Instagrams and meet up with them in the Discord. It would mean the world to me, and it would mean a lot to them. Thank you guys so much. All right, now, let's talk about the channel. First of all, let's get into the personal stuff because there is some stuff I want to get off of my chest. First of all, I want to apologize for last November. Some things really slowed us down last November. There's been a lot of changes, and there are some things that are going to be changing about my life personally that will impact the channel going forward, and I want to share those with you now. First and foremost, for those of you who've been following my channel for a while, you know that earlier this year, I talked about doing something called the TEFL program. Because my goal long-term is to go overseas to Japan or South Korea or wherever in the Southeast Asian area and become an English teacher at the high school or collegiate level. I thought that the TEFL would be the way to do it because it's supposed to teach you to teach English as a foreign language. So I went through with it. I've been following the TEFL for a while. I was a little over halfway through with it, but I started wondering, this doesn't feel right. Something's wrong with this. I'm not sure this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I talked to someone else who finished the TEFL and asked them some questions, basically saying, hey, when do I get certified to teach English at the high school level? And he said, oh, that's not what this does. That's not how this works. The TEFL is more of a program to make you into an ESOL coach. It's supposed to help you train and teach those who are just now learning English for the first time or are in the process of learning English. It's not something you necessarily would teach at the high school or collegiate level where like you're teaching literature or linguistics or things like that. TEFL would teach you more how to train someone in grammar structure or basic sentence structure. It would not allow me to teach them something like Romeo and Juliet or something like that. And I realized that's not what I want to do. That's not what I was aiming to do. This isn't really what I thought. So I'm backing out of the TEFL program and trying to find a new avenue to get to what I want to do. The problem, though, is in order for me to get to that avenue, I've decided that what I really need to do is just visit the countries first and get a feel for the area, the culture, the people. But in order to do that, I need a steady income. I need money that I can use to get there. And I don't have that. Right now, given the several jobs that I do, I'm just not there. And so I've been thinking about it, and I have decided, and it was a difficult decision, that I will be going management at Longhorns. Now, what does that mean? Becoming a manager at Longhorns would mean a steady paycheck, longer hours, more money, actually a lot more money. I'd be paid very, very handsomely, and I would get benefits. So honestly, it would be a very good idea for me to go this route. But there is a consequence. And the big consequence to it is two things. Number one, I might end up moving. I might end up going somewhere else to work at a totally different store. I wouldn't necessarily get to decide the store I work in, which could become a problem for me. But the bigger one for you guys specifically is it would most definitely impact my ability to create YouTube content. And y'all might think, well, how much would it impact you? I don't know. I don't want to say it would completely ruin the YouTube channel overall, but I'm pretty sure it would mean slower updates or less frequent updates or a different streaming schedule altogether. It could very much impact the way this channel goes. And given the fact that the channel has kind of stagnated a little bit, yeah, I'm a little concerned about that. It's not enough to make me stop doing it, but I wanted to let y'all know that that is a possibility. Now, when will I go management? I don't know. I need to talk to my manager about that so that we can get some more details. But that is something to look forward to probably next year that could happen. And in the meantime, let's not worry too much about the future. Let's focus on the wonderful times we have now, I say, but be aware that that is something that could change, and the thought of that and the concerns that come with that have been heavy on my mind lately, and so that has caused a lot of problems, especially in terms of me just feeling dejected and kind of worn down and not sure what to do. So that did impact me a little bit last month, but you know what? We're getting through it. We're going to make it. My concerns, I have put a lot of those to bed. I just wanted you guys to kind of understand what's been going on. On top of all that, I'm on new medication that makes me incredibly tired, so I'm going to bed a little bit earlier than I normally do because I'm just so worn down. It's a lot of stuff that's been changing, but you know what, guys? All in all, it's all a positive, right? I mean, I'm finding a direction in my career. I'm moving forward. I'm going to be making more money. I'm going to be more financially stable. There's a lot of good that's coming from this, and we really need to look on the positive, and I'm not giving up on you guys. I'm not giving up on this channel. I'm very excited to keep this channel going. I hope you are just as excited as I am. So, what's going to happen this month? You're like, okay, Raven, that was all last month. What's going on this month? Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, there's going to be a lot of writing this month. Because one thing I do every Christmas is I write short stories for my friends and family as Christmas gifts. And I've got currently 5 stories that I'm in the process of writing. For my mom and dad, I'm writing a short story called A Faithful Spirit, which is kind of a love story in the medieval age. Kind of crazy, right? For Lark, I just finished writing his story called A Beautiful Friendship, and I don't want to give away too much about that, but it has to do with his D&D characters and a very, very cute little goblin baby. Then for Hannah, I wrote The Cruise, and I don't want to give away too much about that either, but it is also a love story taking place on a cruise ship. For my buddy Aaron, I wrote a story called Breaking the Rules, which is a story he requested. And for Jay, I'm not finished with the story, but I'm writing a story called Rock and Roll Angel, which is kind of a cool love story between a church-going choir boy and a girl who is obsessed with rock and roll. It's kind of crazy. It's a lot of fun. I've been enjoying writing these stories, and I've got more stories to write besides that. So because of all those stories, I'm going to be working a lot more on my writing than I am on my videos, so you may get slower video uploads. But trust me, I'm still going to make stuff. And then, okay, it is my birthday month. My birthday is December 29th. And I always kind of get the birthday blues. And the reason why is because my birthday falls so close to Christmas. Usually I don't have a whole lot of friends to hang out with and celebrate my birthday. So it's always just been kind of a quiet, kind of reserved affair. I barely notice it anymore. I'm turning 31, which is a neat age, but at the same time, it's kind of like, man, no one's really around. So I kind of get the birthday blues. So I'm counting on you guys to help, keep me excited and keep me optimistic to not worry about that kind of stuff, This is why I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Okay, so with all that out of the way, I know what you guys really want to hear about. What's the deal with the content? What are we going to get out of stuff like For Honor? Well, let's start with For Honor. Season 4 of Year 7 is on its way. As you're watching this, I have definitely done a Warriors Den response, so we know more about what's coming. But as of me recording this, I haven't done the Warriors Den yet. So all I can say right now is, if you want to know my thoughts on the upcoming season, check out my response to the Warriors Den and my summary video that I made about it, so that you guys can get a full idea of it. But from what I've known right now, I'm pretty excited. Viking season, wintertime, sounds pretty cool, so I'm excited for that stuff, and I really hope we get a Year 8, but we'll know more as we go further into the season, am I right? Now, some of you have asked for me to grade the Universal Executions of For Honor. I plan to do that next year, so look forward to that next year, not this month, next year. Give me this month to get some stuff done. Now, I want to talk about lore discussions real quick. I do videos where I talk about the lore. I've been asked to talk more about the lore as a whole, and I totally will. I'm getting some new ideas. Lork and I have been talking about new ideas for discussions and for brand new things to talk about, but I would love your thoughts too. Let me know in Discord or in the comments below what lore and aspects of it you'd like me to talk about, so that I know what I should work on. Now, some of you have wanted me to talk about my Legend series. I'm sorry that Nibbles is still being rewritten. I haven't had time to sit down and look at that one yet, but I will tell you that I am working on the Legend of Lamia, my Aphira, and that should come out this month. And after Lamia, I will probably do Yumiko the Nobushi, or my Ocelotl, who has a name that I'm having trouble pronouncing. It's Tilaktatsen, I believe I named him. I thought I translated a good Nautol name, and I thought that it would be good, but I'm having trouble pronouncing it. I might need to change it just because I can't say this thing. Here, let me put it up on the screen. There, okay, now you know what it is. All right, we'll see what we do with that. For Honor and Glory, everyone's asking me to continue that, and I apologize it's taking so long. Tell you what, that might be my Christmas gift to you. I might write the next chapter as a Christmas gift to you guys, so we'll see what happens there. Now, I do want to ask you guys this before I move on away from For Honor. What more can I offer you guys in For Honor? One thing that I get increasingly concerned about is that as a lore channel and a history channel and a combat channel, what more can I offer For Honor? It's hard for me to think sometimes of good things that I can add outside of my Legends videos, the occasional Heroes in History when a new hero comes out, or the lore discussion on, like, hero skin that comes out. What things would you like me to talk about with this game? What are some things you'd like me to do with For Honor moving forward? I want to keep making For Honor content, but I kind of want to know, what would you guys like to see me do with For Honor more frequently, or what's some stuff you'd like to see me discuss in For Honor? Let me know down in the comments or on Discord, because Discord's a great place to reach out to me and talk to me personally. So just let me know, guys. Love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section or on Discord. So that's For Honor. Let's move on to Dead by Daylight. So, Dead by Daylight Analyzed is going pretty well overall. In fact, I just recently finished the Oni video, which is funny because the Oni and the Knight were the two killers that everyone wanted me to talk about in Dead by Daylight. They all said, hey, Raven, can you do a video on the Oni? Can you do a video on the Knight? We'd love to hear your thoughts on them because they're historical and samurai and medieval knight and stuff like that. And I said, you know what? If I do it, I'll do it, but I'm going to do all the killers and survivors. And I've been doing that, and now that I've finally done the Oni, I've done all the ones requested of me. But now I've still got more to do, don't I? I'm only about halfway through, and with new killers and survivors being added all the time, it's going to take me a while to get all caught up. I think next is Zarina as a survivor, and then the Deathslinger. Actually, funny story, I've got all the footage for Zarina, and I've got some footage for the Deathslinger. I just haven't sat down to write the script yet, so give me some time to work on that. I might be able to get Zarina out this month. Maybe. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. And then also, yes, y'all are probably going to want to know my thoughts on this. Chucky from Child's Play is now in Dead by Daylight, as well as his girlfriend Tiffany, I think her name was. I'll be real. I'll still talk about him, but really, Chucky, that scares people. He's a doll. I'll probably do a whole video talking about how silly I think Chucky is as a concept. Just, really, a killer doll? That's what you got? I think I could drop kick him across a football field. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's Dead by Daylight. Let's move on to Assassin's Creed Ranked. I am so sorry it's taken me so long to get through Valhalla. I just don't want to finish Valhalla. I am so peeved with it. Assassin's Creed's dead, guys. After I saw what Mirage had to offer and I heard the rumors about what Red was going to be doing in Japan, As far as I'm concerned, Assassin's Creed is dead. Assassin's Creed it's just like Disney Star Wars. It's dead in the water. It's not going anywhere. They would have to have a full-on reboot just to make it good, and they're not doing that, so no, I'm sorry. Assassin's Creed is dead to me. I'll somehow finish Valhalla, and Lark and I will put it on the tier list, but then we're done. I don't see us touching Assassin's Creed again. We're just both so done with it, so bear with us, guys. We'll get through it. But speaking of Lark's Lamentations. Lark is still working on the Van der Linde gang. He apologizes it's taking him so long. He's a little over halfway through with the game. He said that he will try to have the finished Lamentations video out this month. He will try to have it out before the year is over. So pray for him, guys. Support him. He's going to be working on it. And Lark has even asked if in the future I might do a few Lamentations myself. I haven't decided yet, but could be fun. All right, so moving on from that, let's talk Rainbow Six Cringe. This is going to be a big change to the channel. For those who don't know, I do play Rainbow Six Siege. I play it every now and then, and I've been doing a Rainbow Six Cringe and Win series where I talk about different operators, talk about their lore, talk about their abilities, and talk about what I like or dislike about them. I've decided that other than the occasional seasonal update where I talk about an operator and talk about whether they're good or bad when they're released, I'm not going to do any more Rainbow Six Cringe or Win videos for now. For one thing, they're not my most popular videos. Most people don't even watch my Rainbow Six Cringe or Win videos anymore. Most people don't care, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it. I'm not telling you have to like it, but because it's probably one of my least viewed things and I need to make more room for things that I actually want to work on and things that you guys want to see, if you guys aren't watching it, there's not a lot of point in me making it, so I'm probably going to put that on the back burner. If y'all want to see me come back to that, let me know, and I definitely will, but for now, I'll just stick to whenever they update a season or add a brand new operator, and then I'll talk about that. But otherwise, that's probably all I'll do with Rainbow Six. It's just not something that I'm as invested in as I used to be, and you guys definitely aren't as invested in it, so, hey, you know what? That's just how it is. Also, writing. I'm doing a lot more writing, like I said. In fact, one thing that I'm going to be possibly doing is rebooting my old superhero story, Tomoki. I released a video not too long ago talking about writing heroes, and I talked about the 3 superheroes I wrote, Tomoki, Tomas de Leon, the Dragon Knight, and Mantis. And people have been talking about how much they really like some of those hero concepts. Well, actually, if I'm being honest, a lot of people in the comment section talked about how much they either dislike Miles Morales or how much they think I'm a racist for not liking Miles Morales. But regardless of that, some people said that they were interested in my hero characters, and Tomoki's one that I would really love to go back and reboot if I could to make his story better. I've been making some really cool images using an AI tool that Hannah actually recommended, and getting just some ideas of how I want certain things to play out, like some characters like Mamaragon, and Atlas, and Victoria, and Tomoki himself, and just all around some really cool concept ideas. And looking at some of these ideas, I'm kind of like, wow, you know, there are some areas I could really explore. I even had there was one that I made where Tomoki's an adult and he has a daughter, and I'm like, I want to see this written, so I will definitely write that out. So I think that this could be something cool to do. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me do that. I would love to work on that. Before we wrap up today, let's talk about response videos. I love doing response videos. They are some of my favorite videos to work on. The trick is finding stuff to respond to. Please, if you want me to respond to something, send it to me in the Discord. Send me a link to either the video or the article that you want me to respond to, and I'll take a look at it. I don't respond to everything sent to me because sometimes I just don't think everything is worthy of a response, or I don't think I know enough about the content to do a response. And then other times it may just be something that I'm like, nah, if I try to respond to this, it's just going to put the channel in trouble, or it's going to get me in trouble, or it's going to start an internet war that I'm just not interested in fighting. So sometimes I have to be careful about what I respond to. It's not because I don't want to respond to it or because I don't like what's being said, but sometimes it's like I just can't afford to. But please keep sending me stuff, and I will always take a look at it. I hope to do another response video soon. I love doing them. They are a lot of fun to do. And let me answer a quick question. I've had a few people ask me to go back and do more Little Light Studios videos because I've done 3. I said in the past that I will not do anymore. If they released something or do release something that's really, really, really bad, let me know, and I will see if I'll take a look at it. But for right now, I feel like I've said all I can say about them. So that's all I'll say about that. All right, now, before we close out today, before we finish up, you know what time it is. Do the jingle.
I've seen unspeakable horrors, and I know pain. It's time for the question of the day.
That's right, guys. It is time for the question of the day. But It is a Christmas time, and in the Christmas time, we have to consider the abundance of giving, the generosity of the season, you know? And because of that, because it is that wonderful time of year, I'm going to give you guys a wonderful gift. I'm going to give you this gift. I'm not going to read one question. I'm not going to read two questions. I'm going to read all of your questions. I'm going to take a look at every question y'all sent and answer them as best as I can and as quick as I can, because I know y'all got stuff you want to do, so I'll make this go by as quick as possible, okay? So consider this my first Christmas gift to you guys. I will answer all of your questions of the day. So sit back, relax, and let's go through them. First, from Horrorman ER4NK, please do more Little Light Studios. Not really a question, but I just answered what I'll do about that. If you have one that's really egregious, I will take a look at it, but thank you anyway. Captain Coin 858 says, since the year's almost over, if you could time travel to any point of your life this year, where would you go? That's a good question. I would go back to when I was looking at the TEFL program and tell myself, hey, take a closer look at this. Maybe you shouldn't pursue this. Maybe you should do something different. Because I think that I wasted a lot of time on that I didn't need to. Or I would go back to when I asked out my friend at the restaurant and tell him to, you know, not get my hopes up. Moving on. Kevin Cass 9917 says, my question is this: have you considered becoming a writer or creative director for a game company? You possess a lot of creative talent and historical knowledge, especially when it comes to For Honor and the breakdowns of each faction. Hopefully this question makes it into the video. Well, it did make it into the video. Thank you, Kevin. And have I considered doing that? I have. I've had a lot of people tell me that I should become a writer in Ubisoft for Honor. I'd become a writer over there for their Rainbow Six content, their Ghost Recon content, like all kinds of, I'd become a writer. I'd help them out. They just wouldn't want me there because I'd actually try to help. I'd be like, guys, there are great ways to do this. And they'd say, no, you're wrong. So it would turn into a lot of problems, but I'd love to do it. Cartoon Warrior of New Vegas San 2566, sorry if I mispronounced that, says, do you think it's okay for a dumb action movie to just be a dumb action movie? Oh, absolutely. I believe in mindless entertainment. I think that most children's media out there can just be children's media. I think, do you really think that a movie about, I don't know, G.I. Joe or My Little Pony or anything like that, do you really think there's any deeper meaning behind all that? It's just stuff that it's mindless entertainment, and sometimes mindless entertainment is just fine. Me as a writer, I try to put more depth into my stories, but I have no problem with people just wanting medium to be entertained by it, so that's fine. Mal1362 says, what's been your most difficult journey in your walk with Christ? Now that's a good question. I think the biggest difficulty for me is trusting God to lead me where He wants me to go. I'm one of these kinds of people who I need to feel like I know where I am at all times. Like I feel like I need to know my plan. I need to know what direction I'm going. I need to know the end result. I need to know where I'll be at the finish line. I need to know that everything I do has an end result that is okay. But God doesn't speak to me the way He spoke to Moses. God doesn't come through a burning bush and say, Raven, I wish for you to go to Japan in 3 days, and when you get there, you will meet the woman of your dreams. And He doesn't do that. I wish He did. It'd be awesome. God, I'll listen. You know? But no, that's not how it works. Sometimes I have to look for the open doors that God provides and trust that God will see me through to the other side. And sometimes that's very difficult to do. It can be very difficult to take those leaps of faith when you don't always see what's at the other side. I just have to have faith that God will get me somewhere good. So that is probably my most difficult walking point with Christ. The Cowpoke asks, what do you think of For Honor's community and why? I think For Honor's community is a loyal but pessimistic community. They're loyal because For Honor provides a game that no other game can provide. Like, it's a very unique game style, and I think they're committed to it and they enjoy it, but because it's the only game of its kind, they have high expectations for it, and when those expectations aren't met the way they want, they get very pessimistic and go, oh, dead game, this bad, the devs don't care, they're just money grubbing, blah, 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 and they don't think about anything else from that perspective. So I think that that can hurt the game in the long run. Do I think that they hate the game? No, but I also think that they don't want to be as optimistic with the game as they should be. So I think that's where it comes from. They're loyal, but they're pessimistic. Rytilo88 says, Raven, have you thought about having a dedicated schedule for uploads? Okay, great question. I thought about doing it, but I said no, because I've got so many different concepts and ideas that I'd love to do. If I tried to make a dedicated schedule for everything, I would never get all the stuff I want to get out. Right now, my schedule is for streams. I stream For Honor on Friday. I stream Persona 5 on Sunday. I may do a stream on Monday. And on Sunday evenings, I do my Bible study. That's about it. Other than that, I just release when I can. From Lebode 7322, I was wondering, what was, in your opinion, the hardest struggle all humans must go through? Wow, good question. I think the hardest struggle every human has to go through is the acknowledgement that there is a God and that there is a higher authority. Now, this is coming from a Christian. I'm sure some of you may think differently, but I believe that one thing that humanity has always struggled with is the recognition that we are not the masters of our own destiny, that at the end of our life, we will confront our Creator and we will be held accountable to what we've done and who we are. And I think that's a hard thing for a lot of people to accept, because we want to feel like we're the masters of our own destiny. We want to feel like we're in control of everything. So being told that there is a Creator, that there is someone out there who we are accountable to, and that there is someone who loves us and wants the best for us, but will in the end judge us, that's something we don't always want to accept. And I think that that is a very difficult struggle for humans to confront. So, but if you're looking for more of a like mortal physical thing that we have to go, I think it's finding love. I think for a lot of people, finding love and finding commitment is one of the hardest things you can go through, but that's just me. Those are just my thoughts. All right. Liam Kessler says, Raven, are there any updates on that school you plan on going to, the one in Japan? I talked about that earlier, about the changes in my plans. Right now, my plan is to just go to Japan and visit my friends there, and possibly hook back up with Rio and see how she's doing, and possibly visit a few schools. But honestly, my plan to go teach overseas has been postponed until I get more money in the bank and I have a more solid foundation for what I want to do. Besides, it may happen that God may tell me, hey, I don't want you to teach overseas, I want you to mission overseas. And if that's what he wants me to do, hey, I'll do it. So right now, we're just trying to work all that stuff out. So thank you for the question, but that's where that is. Harryman7727, paper or plastic bags? Whatever will hold my groceries. Personally, I kind of like plastic just because it doesn't break as easily. Because the Publix that I go to has paper bags, and sometimes they rip when I'm walking home with them, so it may be plastic. But anyway, Jaguar Warrior 7627. Hey Raven, just a few questions I wanted to ask, okay? Do you have any big projects for next year, like a fully published book of Death's Diary, or making a new series on For Honor? No, I have no plans to make a new series on For Honor right now, but I do want to publish a book. I want to try to finish and publish Death's Diary if I can. Number 2, how do I overcome laziness? That's kind of a personal battle. If you're having trouble getting energy or drive in the morning, as you say here, I would try to set a goal for yourself. Decide each day what it is you want to accomplish by the end of the day, and hold yourself accountable to it. That would be my best response to that. And 3, if you could make your mom and dad warriors in Ravenlord lore, who would they be? I haven't thought about that. I'll be real honest. I have not considered. I might make them Dianan. I might make them Dianan in the Ravenlord lore. That would be kind of cool. So I think mom and dad would make good Dianan. All right, and thank you for being. You also have happy Thanksgiving. Thank you very much, Jaguar. Appreciate it. All right, Holy Crushing 4838 says, so real question, if you play D&D, what kind of character would you play as? Also, just wanted to let you know that my book is almost done. Keep up the great work, and hopefully by the end of 2024, you reach 50,000 subscribers. Thanks for all the great memories and funny moments, and also, I really love your Legends video series. Well, thank you, Holy Crushing. I appreciate that. I hope I get to 50,000 subs. I really, really hope so, but you guys got to help me out with that. Come on, guys, hit that subscribe button. And I'm glad that your book is almost done. That's great news, man. I hope that you get it done. Let me know if it's published, and I will gladly buy a copy. Now, what D&D character would I play as? I have only played as 2 D&D characters in 2 different campaigns, but my favorite one to play as was my female centaur paladin named Thea, who honestly blew my brother's mind because he had made this really cool campaign that he wanted us to go on, and he thought it would be a difficult fight for us starting out, like against a bunch of drow, and I think I took out 2 drow in 1 turn, and he was like, how did you do that? I said, Centaur Paladin, baby, hard to top, so I'd probably go with that, Centaur Paladin Thea. That was a lot of fun. That was a great time. Dylan Peterson 66, Raven, I must ask, how are you doing and what's your favorite aircraft? I'm doing okay, man. I'm doing really well. December is an interesting time of the year for me, but I'm doing pretty well overall. And what's your favorite aircraft? Ooh, as a Top Gun fan, I'm going to have to go with the F-14 Tomcat. I really like that. But if I couldn't go with that, I'd go with the F-16, you know, like that. Those are my favorites. I know, I'm a simple man. I hear Top Gun music and I get excited, you know. User NM8BD5UR2W says, what is your favorite Fallout New Vegas faction? My brother played more Fallout New Vegas than I did, so he's more familiar with that than I am. I guess the NCR because of the drip. It's a simple reason, but I mean, I like their drip. So well, actually, hold on. Would Joshua Graham count as a faction? No, he wouldn't count as a faction, would he? If he counts as a faction, Joshua Graham's faction, but I don't think he counts, so NCR. Sir Raven, from The Patriot, Sir Raven, were you largely self-taught with your vast knowledge of history, formally educated, or a bit of both? Honestly, a bit of both. When I was in college, I studied to get my Asian Studies minor, and I studied a lot about Asian culture, history, and language, but I also took a few classes on the Crusades. But outside of college, I did my own studying. I think the mark of a true scholar is a person who's willing to do their own research outside of just schooling. So I did a lot of my own research and a lot of my own training and stuff to make myself a better scholar. So it was a little bit of both. So I did take some classes, but I also taught myself a lot. And finally, the Ice King 604. Raven, what was the best Christmas present you have ever gotten? I've gotten a lot of really good Christmas presents. If I had to pick one, I got a really nice sword for Christmas, which I think is awesome, but I also got a really good bomber leather jacket, which I absolutely adore. I still wear it to this day, even though I got it like, I think 6 years ago. So honestly, I love that jacket. It fits so nice and it's so warm. It looks so cool. You often see me make images of myself wearing a leather jacket. That's because I wear that leather jacket all the time in the wintertime. Hard to wear it in the summer though, I'll be real, but during the winter, it's such a nice jacket. So either my sword or my jacket, those two are pretty awesome. I also got a really nice Korean Bible from a friend of mine for Christmas, like a straight up Korean Bible. I've been kind of reading that. It's helped me learn the language of Korea from Hangul. Which is the name of their alphabet. So I've been very much enjoying that. So those are probably be my guesses. But thank you guys so much for all of your wonderful questions. These are such good questions, and I hope you guys didn't mind sitting with me and letting me read through all those questions. I hope you guys enjoyed that, had a great time. Guys, like I said, the December time period, the Christmas and birthday time period for me is an interesting one. Not a bad one, just a different one. And after all the stuff I told you, please don't feel dissuaded. I want to keep this channel alive. I want to see it grow. Right now, it has stagnated. We've had a steady decline in viewership and subscribers, but you know what, guys? It's just a valley. We'll get out of it, and as I push more of myself into this channel and get more of a solid understanding of where it's going, maybe it'll grow once again. But this channel, like I said, depends entirely on you guys and on my friends. All the links from earlier are in the description. Please check out Hannah and Jay's Instagram. I know that they would appreciate it. Please consider joining the Discord. Go check out my Patreon if you want to donate or get some awesome merch for the Christmas holiday season at the Teespring store. That would help me out this holiday season, I'll tell you that right now. Don't forget to check out my second channel, The Ravens Writing Room. That link is in the description. Everything is there, guys. Please go check it out. Would love to have you around. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy your time here. And as always, guys, I will see you in my next video. Take care.